Yo, what's good? This is Stu from Stu TV. I cover all things blockchain, metaverse, crypto, NFTs, all money making opportunities in the space. I got a special guest with me today. I'm gonna allow him to introduce themselves to the audience. What's good?
Hey, hi guys. Thanks Stu for inviting Fable Friends, us to you know join in your YouTube channel. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate you just coming on to my channel and everything, and just just hope to give viewers a better breakdown of your project and everything that you're offering and trying to like build into the space. But um, but yeah, just to start off for the project, can you just get into like what exactly is Fable Friends? Like, who are you, and different things, and what inspired you to like create the project?
Cool. So yeah, Fable Friends Co. Um, there's three of us in the team, core team members, and there's quite a few other people helping us on on our project. But mainly there's three guys. It's me, Mr. Murgle. There's Avalanche. Uh there's sorry, one moment, please. Spit Bandit, and of course there's Gravity. Uh, and so yeah, with regards to Fable Friends, we started this project to because we saw different ecosystems on other chains that were working um, their respective chains, and what was happening was we identified business models that was working different business models that was working for Ethereum and Solana, and we all know that certain metas that happen on Ethereum and Solana will also happen in Cardano. Like if something starts on Ethereum, let's say last year, you'll see the same thing occur on Solana or Ethereum or sorry Solana or Cardano or other chains in the next 6 to 12 months. So that's pretty cool. Everything. So what's happening right now is in Cardano. We're still pretty early. Right? The first NFTs on Cardano um, were minted around um, almost a year and a half ago. I would say, right? So that's still pretty early compared to Ethereum or Solana. So that means there are certain things that there are certain things on Cardano that still haven't. There are certain things on Ethereum and Solana that still haven't. Yeah, you still can't find on Cardano, right? And for a while, I was in Solana trading NFTs, and I saw this project. Right, it's called Blocksmith Labs. There's this other project called Thai Robotics. Now these projects are well known in the Solana NFT ecosystem to be they're known as builder NFTs. And what they primarily do is they build NFT products. They build web apps for the Solana ecosystem. And so we decided, hey, we started out in Cardano, and so we went back to Cardano and looked at the ecosystem, and we saw that there's a lot of different holes. There's a lot of different stuff that still needs to be done. And so we thought that this would be a great opportunity for us to build our own NFT project on Cardano and basically copy the meta. And I'm not saying that we're innovating. We're not innovating, not at all. We're just merely looking at the business models that have been tried and tested in other chains, and we're using it in Cardano. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If something works in a different ecosystem, then that means it would work in Cardano as well. That's why we started to build this project. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, man. I like the angle as far as it's just, it's just straight to the point. In terms of like, two plus two is four. That means, one plus three is four. You could take the same equation, just kind of switch it around a little bit different,
Exactly.
but in terms of just like the process remains the same, like the fundamentals. So I definitely like that. I had like similar thoughts about Cardano when I first came in because I was, looking at Ethereum and I was just like, I'm priced out over there. Like a lot of them NFTs are kind of pricey. So then I saw like Cardano was an up and coming chain. So I just positioned myself as an investor. I'm like, well, I just want to be a part of all the top blue chip projects. So it's a good way for me to get at a cheaper price, just banking on a project like Ape Society versus Board Ape. I was trying to find those levels of comparison. So it's just even from an investor standpoint, I can understand that philosophy and that mindset. So in terms of like different things as far as that you see on Solana and Ethereum, so what exactly are your service that you're offering like to the community? Like what exactly are you doing?
Sure. I'd like to comment about what you just said just back. And I completely agree. We're still early in Cardano. That's why we built this NFT project. That's why people are flocking to Cardano. It's steadily growing because you can get into certain blue chips at a better entry price, right? At a better entry point. Seeing that it's early, you can also say the same thing for building software. If we build the same thing that you find in Ethereum in Cardano, then it's highly likely that in a year's time or 2 years, let's say, that we're going to get a lot of growth, especially for your blue chip NFT projects, if ever someone decides to get one. But in terms of services, we've recently released Fabled List, right? So Fabled List is a whitelist app aggregator and wallet collection service. So what it does is it's basically Cardano's Mercury, Cardano's version of Mercury. So in Solana, you've got Magic Eden List and you've got Mercury, right? You've got those two different apps that do the same thing. And what do? They aggregate all of your servers in one web app, and it's mainly used for wallet collection. Okay, so in Cardano right now, if let's say for example, you're an NFT project. Okay, you've grown your server and you've decided to set your mint in 2 weeks' time. Of course, what you're going to do is you're going to start collecting wallets, right? Right now, the best way to do that would be to use CNFT Tools bot. And what you have to do is you have to open up a channel. You have to set up the embed there, and then if you've got the whitelist role, of course, the channel shows up. You click on the embed, and then you copy paste your wallet, okay, to submit. So you submit it, and you have to send yourself X amount of ADA, so that the bot will track if that transaction occurred, and then boom, you've submitted your wallet. That's great. Okay, it solved the problem of collecting wallets en masse. You've got 1,000 people with whitelist. You got to collect 1,000 wallets. Boom, solved. Um, but the thing is, it's still manual, right? In other chains, what you do in Solana, for example, if you're whitelisted, okay, you go to Mercury or Magic Eden List. The server shows up on the web app because it automatically tracks after you've logged in via Discord. It shows up there. It says wallet collection open. You click on it, done. It's pretty convenient. That's something that's amazing about Solana. Despite the high amount of degens there, it's amazing. We don't have that in Cardano right now, right? We don't have that in Cardano right now. So the thing is, with this web app, it solves two problems. It solves wallet collection en masse, right? And the other thing that CNFT bot doesn't really solve is wallet collection conversion rates. As an NFT project, your goal is to sell out. Of course, your goal is to mint out all of your NFTs, right? But the way to do that is you need to collect a high amount of wallets. You can talk to Rami from JPEG Store. You can talk to any of the minting services out there, and they'll say the same thing. If a project manages to collect a lot of wallets compared to their actual whitelist population, this would mean higher chances of minting out. It's a simple thing, really. You have your Discord server. If you've got 10,000 people in your server, right, a certain percentage of that will become whitelisted. Not all of them will get whitelist. Not all of them will grind to get to whitelist. Let's say you get 2,000. Of those 2,000 whitelisted users, you're gonna need to convert most of those to actual wallets collected, right? Let's say you managed to convince 800 people out of 2,000 whitelisted to give their wallets. That means those are interested prospects, right? If you look at it from a sales perspective, you've got 800 wallets out of 2,000. Out of those 800 wallets, right? You turn to your mint date, and out of those 800, maybe 500 will mint. Right? I used to work in sales, and that's the law of averages. It happens all the time. You've got 100 leads. Out of 100, there's going to be 10 good prospects. Out of 10, probably going to do a sale or two. That's just how it is. And with this app, it'll help you any project increase wallet collection rates, and also makes the wallet collection a lot faster. It's just much more efficient. That's it. Um, yeah, that's one of many of our different applications. Fable List, our wallet aggregation service. Uh,
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's definitely, needed. Just for anybody that's been in the space for a while, obviously, they call it like grinding. And then like, you get into so many servers and you trying to whitelist for all these projects, and like for me, I collect whitelists like you collect baseball cards or something, and then it's really hard
right?
to like what you say?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's really hard to keep track of everything in terms of like, all right, even I have to like do this when I get my Discord servers. Like, I have to put into a folder. I have to go, these are my list of prospects as far as projects that I'm going for whitelist. I put that in the folder, and then I also have a folder of projects that I've already got whitelisted for, and then from there I have to kind of manage the two and keep up to date with the announcements, because then like there's projects that I've missed out on that minted, and I'm like, damn, like I forgot about that because I got so many other things going on in space, just trying to keep up with. To have like an all-in-one platform where I could just go in and just have all my like just far as Discord servers all together, and then I just get notified to where it's just like, all right, disconnect your wallet. It's a certain notifier where I could just check it every day. That would definitely help me in terms of just as far as simplifying that process and not making it so tedious to where I have to go to CNFT tools or just the way they do it. So yeah, it's definitely needed in Cardano, especially like for people that's been around for a while and actually seen like the changes in the ecosystem. Can you speak to like any projects that have agreed to use your services, or just deals that you've already made, and things with different projects that that you're going to collab with? Can you speak to that?
Sure. Right now we have got about 23 or 24 projects listed or about to be listed on our platform, and of course it's growing. We released our beta last February 20th, right? And after 2 weeks or so, we now have about that much. That's not bad, and this is something that we've released prior to minting. Um, so right now we've got quite a bit. We recently enlisted Zeitaku dragons. I think they're pretty. I guess they're sort of hyped. So that's pretty cool. And when the thing with this platform is actually for free. We don't charge anything for anyone to use this platform to get their project uh, to get listed right on our platform. It's completely for free. The only thing that we ask for projects, right, is we ask for a substantial amount of whitelist spots. The thing that we're predicting for Cardano as a team is we know for a fact that moving forward, we're gonna go for the space will become a whitelist only meta, right? The same thing that happened in Ethereum and Solana over time. As more users pile in, as more users join the CNFT space, we're going to see a whitelist only meta. Projects will endeavor to mint out, right, all of their collection during whitelist phase. So to anticipate that, the thing that we did is if a project wants to list our platform, we usually ask for 200 whitelist spots. And some of them won't say will say no, obviously, because we're a project that hasn't really minted yet. So we're a pre-mint project, right? But surprisingly, quite a lot of different projects have actually given us the 200 whitelist spots, and these whitelist spots are then given away to our pass holders and to some of our community members as well. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I could see the shift and the change too. Just coming with like different projects, even like with Adamant, and stuff like that. So I can see the shift coming. Just in terms of, when I first got in, it was just kind of like, invite 10 people to the server and then people creating, multiple accounts, botting it up and all that type of stuff. And then, grinding in the chat or just reach level 10 in the server. And then you go automatic whitelist and everybody just saying, hi, hello, good morning, how you doing? Like every 5 seconds. So it's just like, just to get the XP up. So I could see like that change that's going to be happening, just coming in to like Cardano. And then just for the people that, don't take advantage of like, a service that you're offering or just similar, you know, projects or whatever. It's gonna be very hard in a bull cycle. It's just like essentially like you're gonna get dusted because there's gonna be so many projects that you're gonna like, I whitelist it here, whitelist it here, whitelist it here, and then you kind of organize in a way to where you can kind of maneuver through the ecosystem versus somebody that's starting out from scratch. So yeah, I can see like the level as far as within your like services. Um I was also just wanted to ask in terms of like, can you speak to more about like the pass holders, as far as that hold your pass, like any benefits outside of, because I know you mentioned like just getting whitelist, for the pass holders. Can you speak to any more benefits with that?
So about the pass, so the FFC
Yeah.
founders pass, right? There's about 157 as max supply. We airdrop those for free, completely for free, to our early supporters. And right now, one of the main benefits would be during mint, if you're a holder of the pass, you get unlimited mint. You get a discounted mint as well. You get automatic whitelist spots for any project that uses the Fabled List app. It depends. I mean, if they give 50, then we won't be able to give 50. We won't be able to give everyone this whitelist spot. But typically, if the project gives us 200, then that means if there's 123 holders, all right, 100, we get 123. The rest we raffle off to some of our other community members. But yeah, it's auto whitelist spot for any project that uses it. You get airdropped pre-minted NFTs for any project that uses FFC, Fable Friends as a launchpad provider. So if a project mints with us, we do their minting for them. We pre-mint a few of their NFTs and then we raffle them off to our holders, pass holders. So that's cool. Um, Aside from that, of course, premium access to some of the apps that we're building. We're still, of course, starting to release other applications besides Fabled List. So there's that. And auto access to whitelist mint phase for any upcoming Launchpad client. There's been quite a few different projects that have approached us at this stage. They sort of they hit us up, they asked us to do their mint for them. If that deal comes through, then most likely anyone who holds the pass will, of course, get whitelist and get perhaps, yeah, maybe the NFTs out of it. So yeah, that's that's uh, that's those are some of the benefits if you hold that pass.
Mm. So yeah, yeah, I'm definitely, yeah, that's definitely good to know. In terms of like you said, like a minting service. So in turn, like you giving this service, in terms of this whitelist aggregator to like different projects, and then making collabs with them. You're also funneling them in to be able to offer them a minting service as well. So you're kind of like killing two birds with one stone, if I'm understanding you correctly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's particularly one of the reasons why we wanted to launch Fabled List, right? In Mercury, in Solana, you've got Blocksmith Labs, right? So they've got Mercury. They built Mercury, and the reason we really wanted to study, sort of copy their meta, is because the reason why it's free is because it gives you an in for those projects. The moment they ask to be listed on the platform, um, it's easier to do an upsell. Hey, you guys are using us for your wallet collection service. You guys have uh, we've got you guys on DM. You guys are already listed on our platform. We can do your mint as well. So that's how they sustain themselves. That's why even if even if Solana doesn't have any royalties anymore for NFT projects, they're still surviving. I mean, Blocksmith, DSL, they're still surviving because of this. So we want to do that, and we were really surprised as a team and a few projects just reached out. Hey, can you guys we just listed in your platform. Can you guys do our mint too? That's it's pretty much we didn't do prospecting. They just came to us. Those are deals coming to us because of Fabled List, right? Um, so uh, yeah,
Yeah,
Fabled List is definitely connected to all of our different services, build
yeah,
on top of one another.
yeah. You kind of touched on it as far as um within my next kind of point, and if you would like to just kind of go deeper into that, but in terms of obviously different projects, there's gonna be a project that be like what we see what they're doing, we probably can do a little bit better. We can offer like a different element to it that they're offering. What would you say is like your competitive advantage versus different projects that might be offering similar services as you, or somebody might come in and see that like we might maybe do a little bit different. What's your like competitive advantage, if you could speak on that?
Sure. The fact that we can release apps faster, right? In terms of team, all of us are developers, right? And in less than a month, even before minting, we've already released Fable List. We wanted to push that out really quickly because we want to show that. I mean, it's a statement. The moment we release Fable List, even before minting, I think that says a lot. If I were an NFT, I'm an NFT collector myself, and if a project, even before minting, releases something of value and people are actually using it, and I'm definitely bullish on that project. Okay? We're not an original project. We're not innovators here. We're not innovating. No. Um, there are other projects that offer sort of similar services, um, but some of them have been in the space far longer than us, but they haven't really built much. We've already caught up to them. Okay, so that's basically one of our competitive advantage. The fact that even just yeah, so it's speed, basically speed. Releasing value even before mint. But what more once we get to the mint date and we manage to do well? The goal after that would be to scale. We're going to hire more developers, and we want to release our apps faster. Simply because we're not actually building for next month or the next month or the month after that. We're actually looking to build the upcoming bull run. We know that the bull run is going to happen. We're not only Cardano maxis, we're crypto maxis in general. All three of us in the team, we were 100% sure that the bull run is coming back. I mean, it always happens, right? In uh, in 2024, I believe. I think the Bitcoin halving is going to happen. And when that happens, we all know the bull run is going to happen. And at the fact that Cardano is early, Cardano is super early, if we build the right stuff that's missing in Cardano and manage to release all of those things before the bull run happens, we're golden.
Yeah, I think very similar in terms of that. Just preparing for like the bull run and just the ecosystem when that happens, and kind of positioning myself with a lot of different tools and different services to better automate my process to where you know it's gonna be, it might not be just like one hype mint or two hype mints per month or three, just for like, some of the recent projects with Goombulls and Alley Cats and, Stag coming up. It might be, a plethora more, and then you kind of scrambling around trying to like figure out what's what versus like somebody that's kind of prepared and, prepare themselves for this moment. They can kind of just zip right through just because they kind of position themselves with like a lot of different tools. So I'm kind of with a similar thought process as far as everything I'm doing and building. As far as what I'm trying to build in the entire ecosystem is in preparation for the bull cycle. So I can understand that way as far as like thinking in terms of like your angle as far as how you're trying to position yourself. So I can identify with that as well. In terms of like your team, like, can you speak to like just like your team as far as their level of experience? Do you have any prior? I know you said you worked in sales or in different things. Can you speak to just your prior business experience in other industries that you're kind of bringing over here? Just different things.
Sure. I mostly worked in sales before in finance. Um, been doing NFTs for almost more than 2 years now. Started in Cardano, then went to Ethereum, then Solana, then back to Cardano. For my co-founders though, both of them are software engineers. One of them has used to work for an Ethereum marketplace, but both of them are Cardano maxis. I also shifted into tech, but I have less experience in them, so that's why in the team I mostly do community management and the marketing side of things. But yeah, all three of us are devs, and both of my co-founders, they both have more than 5 years of experience in software engineering. So Fable Friends Co is definitely, we want to position ourselves as a builder NFT project. Not much into branding, not much into lore, maybe a little bit, but mostly we want to release apps.
Yeah, yeah, I can identify, just in terms of just the pride, just what you're trying to do, and just trying to build like an actual utility based project that actually offers a service. I know just other projects do offer like lore and art, and I'm not saying for me that's not like a good base or whatever. It doesn't have value. I mean, obviously you could look at a slew of different projects that's done well with that kind of philosophy, but for me, I'm always going to lean towards something that actually produces like some type of service or solves some type of problem more than like an aesthetic or a storytelling type of feel. But not to say those projects are not don't have their place in like CNFTs. But yeah, that's great to know that you just have these private businesses, and then your experience and just seeing like on different chains you're bringing it over here. Just in terms of different projects, they'll say they're doing all these things, but then they don't really have no experience, or they really haven't been in CNFTs that long, or just having prior business and even knowing how to manage funds and being able to budget correctly. Otherwise, you're going to have to come out with like multiple collections just because the fact that you just want to still need to extract more liquidity from your holders. But one thing I was just reading, just within your white paper, I was just seeing if you could just speak to this in terms of like your tokenomics, um, just your use cases for the tokenomics. Because like one thing I just see is like there's no use case like for the token outside of it and fluctuating in price, and that's good. But if you don't have nothing for outside of just cashing out and just going straight to the fiat, at some point it's going to just come to be like it's going to get so high. The people that's kind of got in early, they're going to be like, well, you know what? I'm actually gonna sell off. It's time to sell, and then that kind of causes like a ripple effect. And then we're like, you know what? I'm gonna sell off too. I'm just I don't want to take a loss. And then the people that take a loss, they kind of get burned. So just in terms of outside of it being an inflationary asset, can you speak to like your use cases with your tokenomics as far as I read like whitelist purchase, auctions, raffles. Can you like just speak to that for the audience and the viewers?
Sure. Yeah, that's a really great question. That's one of the main problems. That's basically one of the main problems that most NFT projects have, right? They release their own tokens, and it doesn't have any value, right?
Yeah.
So our ecosystem is based on our utility token, right? And most of these apps will start using, of course, our utility token, so you can use it. Let me give you, so as an example, we just released information today about our other app that we're going to release in a few weeks. It's a rate to earn application. And to use the rate to earn application, for example, right, you're an influencer, you want your tweet to get a lot of engagement. You go to the platform, you pay X amount of ADA, right? And some of that ADA goes to Fable Friends Co. Rest, it gets raffled off to people who raid that tweet. So the platform, the app, sort of scans if this one guy does the things that you asked him to do. Maybe you set it as okay. They have to like, retweet, and comment or whatever. Okay, person did it. It gets raffled off. People get rewarded. But instead of paying out ADA, what we actually do with the ADA is we use that to buy back some of the coins that are being released by our collection. So people stake their Fable Friends NFTs, it emits token via staking. So now you have that problem that you just mentioned a while ago. To solve that, you've got the rate to earn application to buy back those tokens into circulation, right? So that's just one thing out of many other different applications that will require Fable coins so you can proceed. Um, and we've already seen this work in Solana. So it's pretty much a no-brainer. It's just a matter of adoption. It's just a matter of a lot of different NFT projects using. Well, it's just a matter of a lot of different users using the platform, our platforms.
Mm.
Yeah, and also in terms of Fableness, at some point we want to add a feature where we can sell our the whitelist spots from other projects. You have to use Fable coins to purchase those NFTs, those whitelist spots.
Mm.
So that's definitely another use case for the token. The
Yeah.
goal is to keep releasing different use cases for the token so that it's not outpaced by inflation.
Yeah, that's great to know that you're already trying to build like use cases. 'Cause that's a problem I see with just a lot of different projects. It's just like, all right, you're gonna do a token, but you don't have any like plans to like incentivize or actually use the token. I mean, I feel like that's a big problem with the play to earn space, where people that get in early they benefit, but then if you can't do nothing outside of just earning with it, it simply just becomes worthless just because the prices and fluctuate so high. So it's good to know that you actually have ideas in motion in terms of like how you're going to utilize and incentivize people within your community to be able to go back and use the token outside of just it being inflationary. But that's good to know. Definitely. In terms of like, I know, like, like in terms of like, I always wanted to ask, like, how exactly, is your capital going to be handled? Like, let's say, the project expects to mint out, it mints out, great sell, everything's good. What's like the first, as far as uses for the money, like where is that going? Like in terms of like I'm an investor, I invest into your project. Where is my money going? Just after like post mint.
Sure. So Postmate, majority of that we're not going to touch majority of the funds, right? Because right now we're in a bear market. It doesn't change the fact we're in a bear market. Even if you sell out, come on, we're in a bear market. The highest, the ATH of Cardano was $2.90 something, I think, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's a bad idea to do that. We need to be very lean, right, in terms of expenditure. So what we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is we're going to scale. We need more developers. So as I've said, the goal is to keep releasing applications that people will use once um, the bull market comes back. So that's mainly the goal. And the goal is to survive off of royalties or whatever income we make off of launchpad clients, royalties, rate to earn, etc., etc. That's the goal. We need to be profitable. Once we're profitable, right? That's when we start innovating. That's when you have the money for R&D. That's when you have the money to burn to start doing wacky stuff with smart contracts. But for now, we need to look at the use cases that work in different chains, replicate that, make it profitable, and wait. We need to grow our bags, and once the bull market comes, that's when you release all of those currencies into fiat. Then you invest more, grow the project more. You turn it into an actual software company. That's the goal.
Yeah, that's a sound terms of strategy. Because I mean, especially when the bull cycle comes back, you can just the levels of what you could do. Like let's say Cardano hit
Exactly.
$4, then yeah, you can really got some money to play with. Now you can do some like crazy next level innovation type of shit. So you can really just do a lot of different things. So I can understand far as playing in terms of especially just with Cardano just fluctuating in price and different things, and then you just getting with developers and trying to just like just get with speed and continue with that process of having things like come out, and that's also like a sound concept, so I can identify with that. My last question, I just wanted to ask, is just for your upcoming collection, like for those that hold your NFT, can you speak to like the benefits? You know, what exactly am I getting just for the people that's watching? What am exactly am I getting by just holding your NFT just for this collection?
Sure. So if you mint one of our NFTs, right? You've got a Fable Friends Co NFT. You get access. You get exclusive access to all of the apps that we're going to use. Still haven't fleshed out majority of the details, but of course, number one, you get to stake your NFTs and you get to acquire our utility token, right? You get if you've got 10 or 5 or 15, that would emit more tokens. And as you mentioned, it doesn't really matter if you've got a utility token if it doesn't have a use case and it doesn't have much liquidity. You're basically getting shit tokens, maybe for my French. But for us, we're confident that it's enough of an incentive simply because we've got a plan on how it's going to be profitable for people who have our tokens. Aside from that, we're planning to implement some sort of discount to use our um, pay to earn applications, discounts for ads. Because one of the main things that we want to do with one of the other features that we want to add with our Fabled list is we want to put ads on top of the homepage so you can get a discount there, etc., etc. A lot of different other stuff. We want to release our own raffle platform as well. Instead of paying X amount of beta, you get a discount. Um, for our Launchpad clients as well, there's going to be an allocated pool of free pre-minted NFTs that the project will pay for itself that we're going to raffle off of our holders. So there's going to be two pools, right? So, okay, project decides to use us as our launchpad. Okay, we agree on an X amount of we agree on percentage amount of mint proceeds to go to us. What we do with that money is we're going to purchase, let's just say 50 NFTs. 25 goes to our pass holder pool. It gets raffled off. Obviously, if you got one pass, there's a higher chance that you get one free NFT. The rest of the 25 goes to our main collection. So those are free NFTs that we're going to airdrop to our holders if we get Launchpad clients. Down the road, we're going to ask for more whitelist spots if a project uses our Fabled List app. Once we've finished building our whitelist marketplace, or let's say our raffle marketplace, of course, there's going to be exclusive areas there for holders. That's it.
Mm, yeah, man. Yeah, well, yeah, man, definitely. I know I'm just bringing this interview to a close, but yeah, man, just appreciate you coming on, just hearing just everything that you're building, just with the ecosystem and just what you're bringing over, just essentially from other chains. And you know, it seems like you have a very calculated strategy on how you're going to implement a lot of these different processes, and then the speed at which you're going to do it. Yeah, man, I definitely keeping my eye and looking forward to this project as more things release. Just in closing, is there any last minute points that you wanted to like say about your project, or just where people could find you? Just any last closing statements?
Sure. Yeah. Um, Basically, it's a pretty straightforward NFT project. We're not promising the moon or anything. We're pretty open in terms of what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And we've released our one of our apps, eMint, even before minting. We're going to release our second app even before minting. Um, it's a testament to show the CNFT community that we're here to stay, we're here to build, and if you mint with us, if you join us, then you can expect more moving forward. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, man. Well, I couldn't have said it better myself. I definitely let you have the last word. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. Once again, man, I appreciate you for coming on. This is Stu from Stu TV. I cover all things blockchain, metaverse, crypto, NFTs, all money making opportunities in the space. We'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah.